Are views from YouTube ads real or are they fake? So this is a question I get asked a lot, and I've been saying to myself since January that I need to jump on the content hype and jump onto YouTube and start giving some marketing tips and just music industry tips in general. I've been in the industry for over 10 years and I'll do a separate video on my journey. So, I'm not full of but yeah, I thought let me jump on YouTube and answer some questions and yeah, let's get into it. The short answer is yes. All YouTube ad views on a video are real. And that's not to say that some people can't use bots or third party services to run fake views, but everything that comes through YouTube ads itself, which is obviously owned by Google, they have such stringent procedures to cut out the bots and cut out the fake views basically. So I know that any campaign which I'm running on YouTube, the viewers are real people. Artists tend to be a little bit skeptical about YouTube ads, and it's probably like one of the most common questions I get asked. Is it worth running a YouTube campaign? Are the views going to look mad? Am I going to get likes and comments? And the short answer is YouTube ads are amazing for discovery and awareness. So if you're an up and coming artist and you want your music video to be put in front of people who listen to similar music or watch similar videos, then YouTube ads are amazing for that. What they're not good at is the engagement. And that's got to be down to the artist to work out how to get those likes and comments. I think one of the reasons why artists tend to be a bit skeptical about YouTube ads is because sometimes the views will spike up and they will just not correlate with the likes and comments. And there's a couple different reasons for this. I think the main one is the majority of people that see a YouTube ad or are watching YouTube at the time aren't signed in or they don't have an account. And I don't think passive listeners or people who have just discovered an artist for the first time are going to go and rush to create an account just to leave a like or comment. I think that's just crazy. Secondly, a lot of people watch YouTube on their TV where you physically can't comment. So although you can like, a lot of people have YouTube on in the background while they're working or getting ready to go out. And again, they're not rushing to go and engage, especially if they've just discovered an artist for the first time, or even if it's a more established artist and they didn't realize they got a release out, they're probably more likely to go and engage on the socials rather than YouTube. And that's not to say that people don't engage, because obviously they do, but especially for an upcoming artist, it's hard to get that engagement. It's hard to get those subscribers, especially compared to TikTok or Instagram, where you've got more of a profile, you've got more things going on, you're showing off more personality, and it's more enticing for people to actually want to follow you. So when I'm running a campaign, I typically use a combination of two different types of YouTube ads. In feed, which are the ones which pop up underneath the search bar, and true view ads, which are probably the most common. They're the ones which you can skip after 5 seconds. And it's my job when I'm running a YouTube ad campaign to make sure that those ads are targeted as effectively as possible. So when people are watching similar videos or they're typing in something into the search bar, that ad pops up and they're genuinely interested. And there's a couple little different ways which I do that. Whether I choose keywords or placement targeting depends on the artist, it depends on the campaign, it also depends on the budget as well. Building that core fan base is the stability of an artist. So the core fans are going to be more likely to like, comment, share, really engage with your content. And also they're going to be the ones that come to the shows, buy the merch, etc. And they're doing their marketing for you in a sense of word of mouth, or, they're just promoting the music. The main goal of YouTube ads is to increase awareness and discoverability. So as much as we'd like to pretend that YouTube ads bring an engagement, simply it just doesn't. And I mean, of course you're going to get likes and comments from running a YouTube ad campaign, but it's just not going to be in the numbers which may correlate to the views. So when somebody watches 30 seconds or more of a YouTube ad, you're going to get a view, but the engagement's probably not going to correlate unless your core fan base actually engage. So some things which I've seen work successfully to build that core fan base and make sure that core fan base is actually engaged is by utilizing your broadcast channel on Instagram, for example, posting daily updates or at least a couple times a week, letting fans know that you want to give back to them, like you see them. And you will find that people will probably want to engage more when you're engaging with them as well. Secondly, I've also seen successfully some artists would share their content to their fan base or to their followers. So for example, I get artists share it to me on Snapchat, on Instagram, and they're just telling me that they've got a new release out. And typically, because they've gone out of their way to actually message me, regardless if it's copied and pasted, I don't really care. But because they've actually put in that effort, I'm probably going to go check it out, and I probably will leave a like or a comment. I've also seen artists use mailing lists successfully as well, where they'll use a service like MailChimp, for example. And sometimes they may only have 100 people sign up to that newsletter, but they're posting monthly updates or updates around a release when there's a release date. They're going to send them an email and let them know, especially if people aren't on socials as much and the algorithm is just so bad that they're not seeing the content. At least you know you can reach your core fan base that way. And again, they're probably going to be the ones who are more likely to go and like and comment on a YouTube video. I'll do a separate video on mailing lists, how to use MailChimp, because I do think it's really important. I think you can really generate ticket sales or merch sales or album downloads, especially if you're using a mailing list correctly. This light is literally blinding me right now. With YouTube ads, I try and get around 50% view rate. So that basically means out of every 100 people that see the ad pop up, at least 50 of them are watching 30 seconds or more. And I try and set a benchmark to myself to make sure that people are watching at least a minute of the video. So YouTube ad views are real. And as long as the campaign's done effectively and they're targeted properly, then it will be real people who listen to similar music watching your music video. But all this talking of liking and commenting on YouTube videos, I'm going to shamelessly do the same and ask you to subscribe, like, comment, all that because I want to try and build this YouTube channel. I'm going to try and drop some videos weekly, maybe even twice a week if I can film the content in time. And yeah, I just really want to be able to explore the music industry in general. And if you have any questions or you'd like me to touch upon any topic, whether it's digital marketing, the music industry in general, I'll try and make a video on them. But yeah, thank you for watching and see you on the next video.